Just like we simplify fractions, since these are essentially fractions, whenever you're ready, you need to simplify these if possible. If you can't think of the largest number they both divide by right away, then just keep dividing by something you know they do divide by. So just looking at 76 and 8, what do you know right away that those two numbers divide by? They're both even. What do they divide by? 2. If you can think of a larger number, that's good, but if you can't, that's okay, because we could always do this more than once. Use your calculator if you need to. 76 divided by 2, please. $38. So 38 to 4. This can keep going. These are also both even, so we can divide by 2 again. So if you divided by 4, that's better. But if you didn't catch that, it's okay. You write this down. So your final final ratio would be 19. Keep your units, please. 19 centimeters to 2 centimeters. Okay. Look. You can't. If this was 16. I think, yeah. So 19 is a prime number, so you could stop there. Okay. Look at the next one. Do you see? So I see a lot of you who already simplified this one. There's an issue. What is the problem? Feet and inches. You have to make them the same unit first. So you could either change them both to inches or change them both to feet. How many inches are in a foot? 12. So we could rewrite this as 48 inches to 24 inches. And then you can simplify that. Both these divide by 24. So your final answer would be 2 inches to 1 inches. I know that these divide, you get 2, but it's a ratio, so you do have to have 2 numbers. Sweet. Okay, we're going to apply some ratios now with geometry. And on all these types of problems, make sure you draw a picture. Okay, first one. You're painting barn doors. So barn doors would be rectangular. Draw a rectangle. A door usually looks like this. You know that the perimeter of the doors is 64 feet. The ratio of the length to the height is 3 to 5. Find the area. All right, it's given you a ratio. You do not know the side lengths. All you know is the perimeter, which is the distance all the way around. So 3 to 5. So 3 is the length. It's not saying that the length is 3. It's saying that's the ratio. Since you don't know the lengths, you would have to label them. For instance, 3x, 5x, because it's 3 to 5. The height is 5. You could label that all the way around if you want. How do we find the perimeter of a polygon? Jacob, how do we find it? How do we find the perimeter? Sweet. So we need to do that, and we know the perimeter is 64. So we'll write an equation and solve it. 3x plus 5x plus 3x plus 5x would be equal to 64. You got a bunch of like terms, combine them. And then please solve. Cooper, what is x equal to?
4.
4. Okay, read the question. You are not done. It says find the area of the doors. You found an important piece, but you did not answer the question. Yep, so we actually have to find the side lengths. So take 4 and plug it in. If we know that x is 4, 3 times 4, so the length is 12. And the height is what? 20. To find the area, we do length times width. For a rectangle, in our case, that is 12 times 20. What is my area? Please make sure that you use correct units. We're talking about feet. This is area, so feet squared. Sweet. Next one is similar. It uses an extended ratio, which just means instead of 2, you got more than 2. You actually have 3. Right. Just like we did in the previous one, you should draw a picture. You guys ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, please talk at appropriate times. B, C, D is a triangle it says that we have, and the extended ratio for the angles is 2 to 3 to 4. So just like we did in the last one, we don't know what the angles are, so we'll put 2x, 3x, 4x. We talked about this before. What are the angles in a triangle sum to? 180. So we know that these 3 angles add up to 180. Please solve for x, and then go back and actually find the angle measures. So you can work with your partner on this. You should get x to be 20, and then plug that back in. So your 3 angle measures are 40 degrees, 60 degrees, and 80 degrees. And you can check that by adding them all up. They should add to 180. They do. Okay, last thing today, proportions. You may have solved proportions before. If so, that's fantastic. If not, that's okay. They're pretty simple. So basically, you got a fraction equal to another fraction. You need to solve that equation. 3 simple reminders for you. To do that, the first thing you always do is cross multiply. And what I mean by that is you're going to multiply diagonally, like across. So if you need to add that, we're talking about on a diagonal. The second thing you need to do is write a new equation. And I would highly recommend to you that you use parentheses to do that so that it looks like this. We'd have like a number and then another one in parentheses equals something, and then in parentheses. And then you solve, just like we did on your warm-up. You can use that acronym on the board or the "Don't call me after midnight" to help you if you need. We are going to do one together. You're going to do the last one on your own. Great. We start by multiplying across or diagonally, cross multiply. So we're doing 12 times 50 minus w. The thing with the variable, always put it in parentheses so you remember to distribute. And then we're doing 15 times 10. This is a type of equation I'd like to see, and then you distribute and just solve it out. So we distribute the 12 to both terms. And we're going to multiply those two numbers on the right, give you 150. Finish solving that equation, please. You do not want to subtract 150, because if you do that, then there's nothing left. You have to subtract the 600. This is negative 12 times w. It is not negative 12. That's not subtraction, so you have to divide by negative 12. You should get a decimal. 37.5. Whenever you have that and you've checked your work, can you please try the next one? I'll put the answer up on the board in a moment. When you do the next one, after you've done that, I need you to explain in complete sentences what we did today in your summary.